You know you right, my nigga.
Fellow South Africans.
This is KNR News, your source for local and global news.
Free Palestine!
Wherever you are, wherever you go, stay informed with headlines that matter.
President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
God bless America.
KNR News, brought to you by Pumza Mpobole, where we do radio according to you.
The time is exactly 10 o'clock right here on KNR, and it's time for news. I am Pumza Mpobole. Good morning. For our top story this hour, the Umkhonto Wesizwe Party Secretary General Floyd Shivambu claims that the MK Party is the reason the VAT increase was reversed. He was speaking outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, where former President Jacob Zuma was appearing in connection with his arms deal trial. The Pietermaritzburg High Court has reserved judgment in an application brought by French company Thales to have corruption charges against it dropped. Thales and Zuma face charges of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and racketeering relating to the 1999 arms deal. However, the court dismissed Zuma's leave to appeal after failing in a second bid to remove prosecutor Billy Downer from the trial.
Comrades, I'm going to introduce the president. But before I get to introduce the president, we want to announce as Umkhonto Wesizwe ukuthi sinqobile VAT in Parliament. There is no longer VAT that is going to be increased, whether it's 0.5%, whether it's 0.1%, whether it's 2%. There is no VAT which is going to be increased. And that is because of Umkhonto Wesizwe. It is only Umkhonto Wesizwe that said no to VAT increase. The ANC called all the political parties, and all of them went queuing to discuss with the ANC. It's only Umkhonto Wesizwe which said, we are not going to even have a meeting with you. We do not want any VAT increase. It's only Umkhonto Wesizwe that went to the streets to reject.
Senior Research Fellow for African Diplomacy and Leadership at the University of Johannesburg, Dr. Oscar van Heerden, says questions can be raised on why the Russian forces attacked Ukraine capital Kyiv, while knowing fully well that President Volodymyr Zelensky would be on a state visit to South Africa. Van Heerden says he believes President Cyril Ramaphosa is one of the few honest and objective brokers between the two warring countries.
Well, as you know, that the truth of the matter is, even in a situation of war, the President Zelensky still needs to travel a little bit, whether it is to try and garner support for the war effort, or whether it is to engage with various countries and role players to try and bring an end to the war. And I think, among other things, this was one of the reasons why President Zelensky accepted the invitation from President Ramaphosa in South Africa, because Ramaphosa was the lead of the African delegation that came to visit Ukraine and the United States to try and see if they can broker peace. So it's an extension of that. It's most unfortunate that even though the president did have a conversation with President Putin, preempting the state visit for Russia to attack the capital Kyiv while Zelensky is here, knowing very well that it would be disruptive. They've certainly succeeded in that. And I think the question there is why Russia would have done that looms large. But this is why the trip has now been cut short.
A 39-year-old serial rapist, Gilbert Sibusiso Mfankomo from Numbi Trust, Masoyi, was sentenced to 4 life imprisonment terms by the Mpumalanga High Court in Mbombela yesterday. He was convicted for multiple rapes of underage girls between 2009 and 2022, targeting vulnerable victims aged from the ages of 8 to 11 in Hazy View and Masoyi. His predatory acts involved luring victims under false pretenses and assaulting them in secluded areas. Mfankomo, previously convicted of rape in 2010 and released on parole in 2019, was brought to justice through diligent investigations by the Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Unit. This is KNR News. Catch the next bulletin at 11 o'clock.
Fellow South Africans,
This is KNR News, your source for local and global news.
Free Palestine!
Wherever you are, wherever you go, stay informed with headlines that matter.
President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
God bless America.
KNR News, brought to you by Pumza Mpobole.